All right, y'all, get in here. We are about to have an emotional one because you know that whole lie that the Democrats tell us all the time that the cities are so safe and that we don't need to arrest our way out of problems. We just need to fund them and give them new identities and new houses and new education and new jobs and subsidize their lifestyle because everyone's worth that extra chance. Yeah, guys, a 23-year-old woman who basically fled the Ukrainian Russian war ends up in North Carolina in Charlotte and then gets murdered, and it's all caught on camera. And wait until I show you who was the one doing it with all the backstory, all the excuses, and all the mayor stuff. And knock knock, who's there? They're gun controllers. Shocker among all shocks. Everything is going to be linked in the description box below, guys. I can't wait to hear what you guys think. And of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. Every time that you do, you help us get to 600,000 subs. You get to punch the gun controllers right in the proverbial gonads. And who doesn't love that? So let's get in here and let's make it happen, guys. As you get in, make sure you hit that audio video. Everything is good. It looks like notifications did not go out, but that's okay. I am not too terribly worried as we continue here. All right. Guys, make sure you follow me on X at Braden LOA so we can make sure that we can spread this stuff out because the media is simply not covering what I'm about to show you. So as you get in here, make sure audio video is working because, again, they sent out no notifications on this one. Let's get it. So this is the incident that we're talking about. I'm going to zoom in for you really quickly because this is one of those things that is going to be a little gruesome. I'm not going to play the whole clip here, but this is a very gruesome clip, to be quite candid. This is a still image of the security footage that happened on the bus where this young woman was killed. Okay, so as we get into this, understand the full footage is available online, but it is not available right here simply because I cannot play it. It's very, very gruesome. But several progressive members of Charlotte City leadership reportedly took deliberate steps to delay or completely block the release of this light rail stabbing footage of Ukrainian refugee Irina Zarutska by DeCarlos Brown Jr. And honestly, it's so disgusting. When I show you the backstory on this, guys, because this is a still image. Obviously, you aren't seeing the actual image, but it is available on X. You're looking at someone who was arrested 14 times, who had been in and out of jail, had violent history, violent past. But don't worry, you can't arrest your way out of the problem. That's what the existing mayor of Charlotte said. All right, let's keep on going. I'm going to show you all the details that you need to know because, again, if the shoe is on the other foot on this one, yeah, I have a funny feeling it wouldn't be great. All right, so we zoom in on this one again. I want to show you this. In a statement on the Charlotte Light Rail incident, Democrat Mayor V. Lyles insists the city cannot, quote, arrest our way out of issues like this, failing to mention the victim even once and showing more concern for the perpetrator's homeless status. These are the same people who tell us we can't have gun rights. Well, I'm going to show you that too. I pulled that up in the history. All the stuff that I'm about to show you is linked in the description. So that was the actual first response. Let me show you where it went after that. Because this is the actual response that came out after there was a little bit of heat and the video came out. All right, look at this response. The video of the heartbreaking attack that took Irina it's hard to her last name to say, Zarutska's life is now public. I want to thank our media partners and community members who have chosen not to repost or share the footage out of respect for the family. This was a senseless and tragic loss. My prayers remain with her loved ones as they continue to grieve through this unimaginable time. Hold on a second. I thought as gun controllers it was your place to tell us that thoughts and prayers had nothing to do with anything and we should just do common sense, criminal control. Because what you're seeing here is a complete and total disregard for human life because it didn't check the right box. Because you can't arrest a way out of a problem. Now, as I just showed you, this response right here, this is after the video came out, when she knew there was outrage coming. But when they tried to block the footage, yeah, this was the original response. I'm going to get to it here in a second. Let me show you a few details here. Charlotte Mayor Vi Lyles is calling the fatal stabbing of a young woman on the city's light rail system a tragic situation that underscores broader challenges with mental health and homelessness. I wonder if this individual would say something similar if a gun were involved. If it wasn't someone stabbing an innocent woman minding her own business, completely random attack. Yeah, all of a sudden now it's a tragic situation that underscores broader challenges with mental health and homelessness. Maybe it has something to do with the fact that this guy should have been in jail for 15 different arrests, and now he's good, he's fine, but now he's arrested. Now we caught him. Yeah, a woman's dead. Okay, let's keep on going. In a statement Tuesday, Lyles did not mention the victim by name or discuss any specific measures the Charlotte area transit system or police are taking to address safety on public transit. She focused on the suspect and urged others not to demonize homeless people. Hold on a second. Guys, where have we heard that before? Don't demonize the group of people who did it. Don't do that. Oh my gosh, it was the shooting that we had in the church about a week and a half ago. If you are demonizing any transistor radios, you need to check your humanity because we know that it's the gun owners. Duh. And now this situation, well, let's not demonize homeless people. A woman is dead and you can't even say her name in your original release. By the way, guys, send this out. This is not getting sent on notifications, so make sure you do the work for it for YouTube. Now, Lyles said, let me get back to it actually. Lyles said the suspect appeared to have struggled with mental health and suffered a crisis. She said Charlotte and its transit system are, by and large, safe, but the incident highlights the need for stronger support systems. Stronger support systems? That doesn't sound like police or insulation from criminals. That sounds like stronger support systems for the unhoused. This is woke leftist bullshit. Quote, "We will never arrest our way out of issues such as homelessness and mental health," Lyles said. "Mental health disease is just that, a disease like any other that needs to be treated with the same compassion, diligence, and commitment as cancer or heart disease." Yeah? Really? Does that look like it's got to be the same compassion as cancer and heart disease? Because that to me looks like someone about murdering somebody for no reason. An innocent woman who's looking at her phone with a knife. Yeah. Tell me why we don't need our gun rights again? Because on the one hand, and guys, this is the bottom line. And I'll get back to the article in a second with the quotes and all the stuff you need to see in the history and the arrest records. So, on one hand, they'll say you do not need a gun because the cities are so safe. They are so incredibly safe. And oh my goodness, if you even think about having a gun, you are a Neanderthal. Whatever. You're a caveman. And then on the other side, we're just not going to arrest people and we're going to really focus on homelessness and schizophrenia and mental health as the compassionate issue that is required. Meanwhile, you have this going on innocent women on public transit at 10 o'clock at night with 4 different witnesses in the exact same bus. This is why I will never stop going after the mind virus that is the left. Because they will allow this all day long for compassion. This guy was arrested 14, 15 times over his entire lifespan, and he's out on the streets when he should have been in jail, but a judge released him out. Let's get back to the article. Again, guys, this is the stuff. This is why Democrats lose. Right here. This is why no one wants to be in blue cities. This is why all the crap that they say is ignored because of this. Quote, "We will never arrest our way out of issues such as homelessness and mental health," Lyles said. "Mental health disease is just that, a disease." I said that already, sorry. Lyles added that people living on the streets are more often the victims of crime than the perpetrators, and said she is committed to working with county officials, healthcare providers, and community leaders to improve services. This is in the press release from the sitting Democratic mayor of Charlotte before the video went public because she thought it wasn't going to go public. And then when the public response happened, like you would think it would on X, yeah, all of a sudden then it goes to my thoughts and prayers. But now, before that, it was, you know what, guys, you're right. We're not going to talk about the woman who died. We're not going to say her name. We're not going to say there was a victim. We're not going to say there was demographics involved. We're not going to say the past history of the individual. We're not going to say any of the arrest records. We're not going to say any of it. But my God, have we thought about focusing on the homelessness crisis? There's not enough words in the English diction to express how badly I want them never to have power ever again across this entire nation. Because they are brain dead, and the people that are suffering are you and me, and those that we love. Good God. All right, here's the full statement if you did not believe what I just said, and we're just going to keep on rolling. "First and foremost, my thoughts and prayers go out to the young woman's family and friends." I thought that was pointless. "This is a tragic situation that sheds light on problems with society's safety nets related to mental health care and the systems that should be in place. As we come to understand what happened and why, we must look at the entire situation." Okay, I got a little tip for you. Here's the entire situation, jackass. You don't need a picture's worth 1,000 words. That picture's worth about 10,000 words. But guys, have you thought about the compassion and the mental facilities that are needed for the unhoused? Don't mind any of the stuff that you're seeing on the screen right now. No, 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 no. Don't look at that. That is obviously, your eyes are lying to you. It's about the support services. God, this is such a joke. While I do not know the specifics of the man's medical record, what I have come to understand is that he has long struggled with mental health and appears to have suffered a crisis. This was the unfortunate and tragic outcome. We're talking about a woman being stabbed in the neck, 23-year-old woman, because she was sitting in front of him. That's it. While there are questions about the safety and security of our transit system in our city, I do know there have been significant and sustained efforts to address safety and security within our transit system and across our city. PR, public spin in order to save her own ass. Charlotte is by and large a safe city. Katz, by and large, which is the transportation system, by and large, is a safe transit system. However, tragic incidents like these should force us to look at what we are doing across our community to address root causes. Are you hearing all the liberal buzzword woke crap? I'm really not trying to curse that much, but this kind of calls for it. I am committed to doing for the hard work with Mecklenburg County, community leaders, healthcare service providers, and the private sector to ensure that Charlotte continues to be one of the best cities in the world with the highest quality of life for everybody. Okay, just going to keep on going back to that. I want to be clear that I am not villainizing those who struggle with their mental health and those who are unhoused. Guys, holy God. Mental health disease is just that, a disease like any other that needs to be treated with the same compassion, diligence, and commitment as cancer or heart disease. Our community must work to address the underlying issue of access to mental health care. So all Democrat talking points, all woke buzzwords, all leftist intelligentsia that has invaded the brain space of Democrats. Also, those who are unhoused are more frequently the victim of crime and not the perpetrators. That's borrowed right from Every Town for Gun Safety around gun rights. Too many people who are on the street need a safe place to sleep and wraparound services to lift them up. We as a community must do better for those members of our community who need help and have no place to go. And ironically, she's talking about the dude in the red sweatshirt. She's not talking about the innocent 23-year-old woman who evaded Ukraine-Russian war, ends up in North Carolina, and that's what happens to her. But guys, the guy behind her really needs all the support and safety and being lifted up. This is actually real. Everything cited. But now, let's go into a little bit of history. Because, I'm sure that this individual, the mayor, isn't a gun-controlling Democrat mayor, right? Oh my God. Mayor Lyles calls gun violence an epidemic in a letter addressed to the city's youth, March 24th, 2024. Publishing a letter Thursday, Lyles said gun violence has become an epidemic and an issue that needs your youth involvement to change. Quote, I urge you to speak out against gun violence, to advocate for safer communities, and to support one another in this fight, Lyles said in the letter. But beyond raising awareness and calling for action, the adults in this city must come together to work on underlying issues that contribute to violence in our community. I was really surprised that she was going to be a gun-controlling mayor. I really was. Man, it's crazy. Especially with all the liberal buzz woke words that she used in her little statement before she changed it when she was caught red-handed with all the video footage that they were covering up. But it's funny that she says contributing to violence in our community because, oh my God, look at this, the New York Post. Homeless man accused of killing Ukrainian refugee assaulted his own sister just months after prison release. Brown is a serial criminal who has spent most of his adult life in and out of jail. There's the guy who did it. There's the woman that he killed. His rap sheet goes back to 2011 and includes felony larceny, robbery with a dangerous weapon, and communicating threats, according to court records obtained by the Post. He even served 5 years in prison for armed robbery, only to be arrested for assaulting his sister just months after he was released in September of 2020. Hey, weird question. Why would this be happening? Oh, I know. It's because this guy was allowed out 14 and 15 times, and in the final culmination of the Democrats' soft on crime policies, he killed this woman. Guys, you have a previous history of assault. You've been in and out of prison since 2011. You got 14 or 15 different arrest records, and now there's a young woman that's dead. But don't worry, guys. It's about protecting the homeless and the unhoused. Guys, if there has ever been anything that you need to carry a firearm, make sure you are trained with that firearm and be ready to protect those that are around you. This is quite literally a complete and total vicious random attack that came out of nowhere for no reason, no motivation whatsoever after he'd been let out of jail for 14 or 15 times of arrests. Guys, you cannot make this stuff up. We all have family members that are females. If you plug yourself into this scenario, I mean, my God. But anyway, guys, the notifications did not go out on this video, so make sure you send this one out everywhere you possibly can. I appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in tonight. I hope you have an amazing evening. Sorry if this is a little bit of a dampener, but I had to show you what was going on and being covered by the media. I love each and every one of you just the right amount, and I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.